Welcome to the episode 31 of All4 Podcast. That's the first episode in English. In this case, we'll talk with Ivo, minus 101 athletes from Netherlands, and he tell us about how he starts in the street lifting and what he think about different things in the sport. Let's go.
First, introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? What is your sporting achievement?
Okay, so my name is Ivo. I am currently 27 years old. I'm from the Netherlands, and I am a street lifting and calisthenics coach and athlete.
Right. How did you start in the street lifting?
Street lifting. So training in general, I started about 11 years ago. So just before I turned 16. Then after 2 years of just doing like normal weightlifting, I got into calisthenics, which I've been doing for 9 years now. And almost 3 years of those 9 years, I got into street lifting because a friend of mine was going to compete. And I was like, I want to do that too. So basically, that's how I enrolled into the street lifting community.
Okay. And how did you know the street lifting? You train calisthenics, and after you start only street lifting. What's this change?
When I was a little bit younger, so I started calisthenics, like the reps, the sets, statics, when I was about 18. And of course, we also added like smaller plates and heavy backpacks to the training. And then another friend of mine, she is a powerlifter. So I went to one of her competitions and I was like, ooh, I want to compete too. And then I started researching in competitions. And then I saw the ISF Dutch Open, which is a classic street lifting championship. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to enroll there and see how that goes. And then through meeting people there, I got to meet one of my first coaches, Hassan. And he introduced me to Final Rep. And that's how I got into that world.
Okay, nice. And today you only train street lifting, right?
Yes.
Good. You have athletes too?
I do. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I have 4 athletes currently that want to compete in the next Dutch Open next year. And I am currently coaching 13, just in general, just calisthenics and fitness in general.
Nice. That's a good number. Well,
How much?
Up.
Nothing. What is street lifting like in your country?
What I've noticed so far, street lifting is a very open community, especially the group that I'm in, that I'm very grateful for to be in. And like once every 2 or 3 months, we'll have like a very big meeting of all the street lifting athletes that are in the team.
That's good.
And that's from every part of the country, which is really cool to see.
That's good. And the institution, you have the Dutch Street Lifting Association, right?
Yes.
How is that? It's older. It's started this year. How is the organization level the street lifting in Netherlands?
As far as I know, it's going pretty well. Like the Dutch nationals from last March got a pretty positive positive feedback. Also from people that have never really done street lifting before. Like I've heard people, they were checking into the live stream like all around the world, which was really cool. But I feel like street lifting is like really growing right now, especially here in the Netherlands, because it's like a new thing. So people want to try it out more. And I've noticed that a lot of people, especially in the gym that I teach at, they want to try more, like more into like calisthenics and street lifting in general, which is really, really cool in my opinion.
That's good. In Netherlands, they have a good athletes level in the world level today, right?
Yeah.
Nice. And as possible to MPDS, it's from Netherlands
or not?
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, I want to do a question, but
Yeah.
Tommy, ayúdame. ¿Qué pensás de la sentadilla? What do you mean for the
What do you
squat?
think about the squad as a competition movement in the street lifting?
What do we think about what?
About the squad, it's a competition move in the street lifting. What do you
Squat,
think?
you mean?
Yes, the squats.
Squat.
I think it's a good movement. I believe they used to do it with pistol squats, which is like very difficult to do, especially if you do it like weighted. I think it's a very good movement, but I think if you come from a powerlifting background where your muscle ups are pretty weak and your pull-ups and dips are like meh, and you have like a powerlifting background and you squat 300, then you're already like here. So I was kind of debating if it's a good idea to still do the squats in competition. On one hand, I'm like, yes. On the other hand, I would say make it like half the points, but then the muscle ups like double the points, if you know what I mean.
Like in Spain, you know? In Spain, they have a point system, and the muscle up have more points than the squad, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't like ever the total system.
I mean, I think it's a good system. I only think that if you have like like I said, a powerlifting background or Olympic weightlifting background, that your squats will be like very big compared to the main calisthenics lifts, like the muscle up, the pull or chin up, or the dip.
But in the highest level, the bigger squad is not the bigger total.
True.
Yeah.
In the amateur level, yes. In the amateur level, the good squad probably it's the best total in this category.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. So, well, you are training too. Can you tell us about your training system? You use blocks?
Yeah, sure. So I currently train 5 days a week. I have 2 leg days, 3 upper. First upper is primary dip. So I focus mainly on dip strength and then accessories after. Then I have my heavy leg day after on Tuesday, which speaks for itself. It's just a heavy leg day. Then I have rest day on Wednesday. On Thursday, I have my primary muscle up day. So that's where I mainly focus on like heavy muscle ups and accessories. On Friday, like today, I have my secondary squat day, which is mostly focused on technique and maybe some accessories for lower back or the inside of the leg or glutes or whatever is lacking. And then on Saturday would be my primary pull-up day. So it's again like heavy pull-ups with some accessories to strengthen the pull-up itself.
Okay. The question is more your training system as a coach. What's your training philosophy as a coach?
Kind of depends. Like if someone comes to me with the goal of just losing fat, it's basically more focused on nutrition than sports itself. But if someone, like one of my clients who wants to compete, then what I do is I look at the lifts currently, like how is the technique, how strong are they in those lifts? Can I make some, like if I can change some technique tips here and there? And then it really depends on what their strengths and their weaknesses are. Like if they have an injury in their elbow, then the first thing I'm going to do is fix that injury. And that's with my business partner who's a physio, for instance. And then from there, we'll move on. But if it's, like I said in the first example, just someone who just wants to lose weight, then it also depends on how many days a week they can or want to train. Say it's 3 days a week, then it's going to be a full body training for 3 days a week.
Okay.
Depending on just basics.
And for the athletes?
For the athletes, like one I can call out is a Belgian guy that I'm training currently. He already did competitions before, so he knows what to do basically. He's one of my online clients, and he had some injuries with his shoulder and with his wrist, so that's what we're currently a little bit wrestling with. It is going better. His main focus currently lays on dip technique because he was struggling with it a bit, which I've noticed with multiple people before, not just clients, but also people that I just know, that the street lifting dip technique could be a little bit tricky. That's what we're kind of figuring out right now. His muscle ups and his pull ups are fine, so it is not like a lot of technique that we have to talk about on that. It's just getting up strength with like different variations, like pauses or dead stops or just high rep stuff. Then depending on how close we get to the competition, that's where we really dial into like the 1, 2, 3 reps, maybe 4 reps. But in off season, I would rather train someone like a hybrid athlete, like an all-round kind of athlete. So they also work on their cardiovascular system, that they work on hypertrophy and not just their strength. But the moment we go into like the competition stage, so the competition phase, that's where we dial into the doubles, singles, triples, and we really try to increase the numbers.
You use top sets in all year, right? Season 2?
In most cases, yes.
Why?
First set is going to be the set that you have most power in, and that's where you get the most out of. And then to give the body a little bit rest, a little bit more rest than you would if you do like 3 heavy sets. I either decrease the weight or I decrease the amount of reps just to give the body a little bit more rest at the end of the training or at the end of the day.
Okay. You want to keep the athletes all year in a good form state in one set, right?
Yes.
Good. Could you tell us one example about 1 week in the picking and 1 week or one top set and back off in the picking and in the off season? For example, in the pull-ups.
Okay, so if we say pull-ups, say we do, let's do off season first. This is a bit more fun. Say we do a set of 8 as a top set, then 2 sets of 6 after, but with the same weight. So you say you do a pull-up with 30 kg, 8 reps for the first one, say at RPE 7, so 3 in the tank.
Okay.
Then say you do the 8 reps, you feel that there's a 7 RPE, good. Then we go to 6 reps, the set after, so set 2. Then the goal is still the same, make it an RPE of 7. Say it feels heavier, which normally is not really the case, but say it is. Say it feels like an RPE of 8. Then I would adjust either the weight a little bit, so the weight goes down a little bit, maybe by 2.5 kg, maybe 5, depending on how high the RPE is. Or I'll just tell him or her that just go until you meet the RPE. So say they do 8 for the first one, 6 for the second one, but the second one felt heavier, and they do say 4 for the last one, just so they meet their RPE. That's off season
with
like more
right?
stuff.
Sorry, always with RPE.
Yeah, depends. Like if the weight can be changed or the rep range. It really depends on how heavy the lift feels.
But you don't do percents in the street lifting movements?
I don't do what?
Percents of 1 rep max?
Currently, no. Like if we go towards a peaking phase, then yes, then the weight would be around the 80 to 90% of 1 rep max.
Okay.
If we have tested that before, usually we have, especially if we already do planning on competition. And then depending on how far we are from the competition, we'll see the percentage of the 1 rep max.
Okay, good. So in the beginning, you used to top sets and back off in double, triple, singles, right?
Yeah.
In this case, you load the weight for the back off?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's you use RPE or percents? For example, in all movements, in all exercise.
I'm more a fan of using RPE because that gives me more of a how do you say that in English? It gives me more of a look into the program that I can kind of
More
guess
precise.
where the person's at. Yes.
Okay.
So if the goal is a 6 RPE or a 4 reps in reserve, and they give me a 7, then I know that the lift was too heavy. So the week after will go down a little bit.
Do you like the MPDS workout in one session?
In off season, I don't usually do that, but in competition season, I usually do. Usually at the end of the week, then what I'll do is say they train five days a week. First 4 days are building up towards the last day, and then on the last day it should be just an MPD or an MPDS day, depending on which week they're in.
Okay.
Right.
I like it.
And this MPDS is a primary MPDS or the secondary movements of the week?
Depends a little bit. Like if they already have like a heavy lift in the beginning of the week, say they do like a heavy dip day in the beginning of the week, then I won't let them do like a very heavy dip on their MPDS day, because that would be like counterintuitive a little bit, because then like 2 days after they have to do like a heavy dip again. So it really depends also on the planning of the person. Like if the person has like a very busy working schedule,
Yes.
I'll have to build around it.
Yes, the MPDS, you need time for do it.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
good. And you have or had some injury. You had a wrist injury recently, right? What happened?
So 2 weeks after my competition in March, I started my prep again, just off-season prep. And then I believe 2 weeks after, I started feeling like a sharp pain in my left wrist. Don't know what it was, but I felt it during dips, I felt it during muscle ups, and also during squats. So 3 of the 4 lifts I couldn't do.
Oh.
So the first, 2 weeks I trained at 50%. Then the third week I didn't train at all, just to recover. Didn't work. And then the 3 weeks after, I trained around the injury. So I did different variations on the 4 lifts or 3 lifts, because I still could do pull-ups. So instead of muscle ups, I did high pull-ups. Instead of back squats, I did front squats. And instead of dips, we made a variation of doing like a cable press, but then downwards, but with the same technique as the normal dip. So we did cable dips basically. Then I went to a hand specialist, and basically what happened was, because of the heavy loading, like the weeks towards DSN and then on DSN itself, my wrist was just overloaded a bit. And there was a little bit of moisture inside of the hand, which caused the irritation. And so I had a few appointments there. They loosened it up a little bit, and now everything is fine. Like this is now 2 weeks after, 4 weeks after, and I don't feel a thing.
Well, nice.
Like-
Nice. There was a low recovery. And today you can do every movement.
Yes, I can do everything again. I can even do handstands again, so that's good.
Nice. Oh, right. You can do handstand too.
Yep.
So, what tip or what otra palabra, se me olvidó. Let me. What advice you tell for people who had injuries?
Ooh, advice for injuries. First thing I would say is I'll ask how long that the injury has been. Like if it's only been a few days, usually it can go away quick, depending on how much pain it is. If it's been like a week, let's say 4 days to a week, I would say just go to a sports physio or just a physio in general, because they have way more knowledge on that stuff than like me or the people themselves.
Mhm.
And then depending on what the physio says, you can always get a second opinion from a different physio or from a trainer at the gym that they're training at or whatever. And then depending on the information that I get from that physio, that's how I work around the program. Because what I do with my business partner is, if one of my clients is injured, say they have like an elbow injury or something, I send them to him. He assesses everything. He does the manual work, like the massaging and all that stuff, and all the exercises that he gives them, I do with my clients. So I'll put that in the training program, and that's how they recover, basically. And then don't go too hard on certain exercises, just to ease into like the movements again. And then once I get a green light from that physio, that's where we can move towards like the heavier loading or the harder progressions.
Okay. And you have other injuries in the past?
I've had a few, yeah. Oof. I've had a lower back injury from squatting with very bad technique. What else did I have? I had on the right elbow, I had a golfer's elbow. On the left elbow, I had a tennis elbow. I had an injury on my right shoulder, which was just overloading because I was training planche at the time, also with bad technique.
The calisthenics more possibly had an injury than street lifting.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Like for
Yeah.
calisthenics, statics, you need to do like proper warm-ups. You need to properly train the joints as well. Like if you do like planche, for example, you have to do like straight arm strength exercises, like straight arm raises. Or if you're training iron cross, you really need to take care of the shoulders, and of course also the wrists. But yeah, I also had an injury. Well, it's not really an injury, but my traps are very stiff, or were very stiff. Like if you would do this, you would hear like concrete, like.
That's in every street lifting athletes too. I know how that. I was, but
I believe that's all the injuries I've had. I think so. That's all I've had, I think. Yeah.
It's not less. Well, you think to the statics, the calisthenic athletes train well the statics or don't? Normally.
I think that if you have a good base of strength and mobility, I think statics could work. Like statics are also like L-sits and handstands, front levers, all that kind of stuff. Like I think if you train it properly and you take care of the joints and the ligaments and then also of course your muscles, you should be fine. In my opinion. Of course, don't overtrain them like I did when I was younger. Jeez, I sound old now. I'm 27. No, but I think if you train it properly and you don't overdo it, you should be fine.
Okay. And normally the people don't do that.
Yes. Normally people would just say like, okay, I want to do front lever, and they just go.
Normally you can do 20 push-ups. Well, I going to try and do a full planche. No way.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Like no preparation whatsoever. Oh, just full planche.
Yes, the mistakes to we all person to do calisthenics in one point made that. So, you have some question, Lucas?
Yes.
Tell.
Do you see the streetlifting in Olympic Games, or would you like to see in the future?
Oh, dude, hell yeah!
That
would be awesome.
In Olympic Games.
That would be awesome. I hope so. I think if we get into like the Olympic game level, dude, that would be sick. That would be awesome. Because it's still relatively like a small sport currently,
Yes.
compared to like Olympic weightlifting or gymnastics or But I think if the sport keeps growing and it gets more attention, then yeah, I would hope it would become like one of the Olympic games.
And
100%.
for you, that's possible in a few years.
Yeah, so so.
Okay, nice. That's more of a philosophy question. What is for you the street lifting?
What's that for me? I think not just street lifting, but I think calisthenics in general. I think it's also a way of expressing yourself. Like if I take myself as example, like I can really put in my aggression into it. Not that I'm an aggressive person, but if I'm like very like caught up in like emotions, or if I'm angry about something, then I can focus it into my lifts, so I can like project it into that. I think that's one of the things I would say that's what street lifting is for me. I think it's also about community, because the people that I've met so far, like at competitions for myself, but I've also been to another few competitions before. Like the community is really, really amazing. I think that if the sport keeps growing, that I hope that the community also keeps growing the way it is currently. Apparently my dogs do not agree. No, but I think the sense of community and of course the expression of yourself, that's the main factors for me.
Well, and you see, you told to the street lifting in Netherlands, it's growing, right? That's for the national, so we have two, or because the sport is more popular this year because the all qualifiers, the final reps, this did in the whole world.
Let's just say that I hope it grows way more, because it really needs more attention, in my opinion, because it's just a great sport. And I think in my opinion, it should be more popular than powerlifting.
Okay.
Yes.
It's many younger, but than powerlifting, but yes.
I think like not a lot of people can do like proper pull-ups nowadays, but everyone can learn how to do like a bench press.
It's
You
possible.
know,
Yes.
or how many people, like average people, can do a muscle up? Not a lot of people.
Yes, that's correct.
And how many people can do a deadlift? Like if you explain the proper technique, everyone can do a deadlift. Maybe not a heavy one, but they can do the technique. You know,
Yes.
and I think also with like the very strict rules in powerlifting, but also with the strict rules in street lifting, they should be compared to be like almost the same. But then in my preference, street lifting should be just a little bit higher. Also because it's more of a functional strength thing, but that's my personal opinion.
Okay. It's right, the street lifting is more show for people who don't are in the strength sport, but sales the strength sports, it's hard because a street lifting competition, for example, is basically 10 hours of people weighted plates. For people who don't know how is the sport, how is the rules, how is the basics, or how they can do the exercise, it's hard to keep seeing, enjoy it if you are not for that. You think to the final rep or other competitions did that better than other events around the world for sale the sport?
I think Final Rap is doing a very good job. Yes. like I've seen like as an example, like again the powerlifting meets, because I've been to a few more that they don't really promote as well. But I think Final Rep really does the promoting very well, and I think the rule system is very good. Are they very strict? Yes, but I also think that they have to be in a way. But yeah, all around, I think Final Rep is doing a very good job. Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
In the last year, the Final Rep popularity it's increased
Yeah.
a lot. It's insane, and with the qualifiers around the world, many people in different countries, like in Argentina, like in other countries in Latam, in Netherlands, many people know the street lifting thanks of that. That's all. You think too we need to have European championships, Latin American or American championship, and the winners of every championship goes for the worlds, or you like how is today the qualifiers around the world and the best totals in every category go for the world.
Ooh. I think the qualifiers are a good idea. Like the way that it's going right now, I think that's a very good idea. Especially for worlds, because everyone in the world that does street lifting can qualify, basically. And then depending on how high the score is, that's who competes in the world. But I also think that if you do like European, Latin American, and all of those, if you have like one winner for every category, that they should have like a free pass almost for worlds.
Yeah. For example, free. Yes.
Yeah.
One by one, it's boring.
Yeah.
You can do the first best totals in America and first best best total in European, and that 6 athletes for every category goes for the worlds.
Yeah.
Example.
Yeah. I think that if they keep going with the qualifiers like they're doing now, and they just pick the top 7, which I think they already did, top 7, and then from the European and the other ones, they give the winner a free pass to go to worlds as well. So they make like a top 8. I think that would be a very interesting idea.
Okay. In Netherlands, you have other competitions or only the Dutch nationals?
So the Dutch nationals was the first one for Final Rep, I believe. Yes, was the first one. They also have the ISF, which is more like classic street lifting. Oh, the sun is very bright.
Okay. Don't worry. Look,
Dude, I'm white. I'll reflect.
In here, it's raining now. We need to see sun. Good night.
I think the other street lifting, like bigger competition, is from ISF, which is just basically just the classic street lifting. So the pull up or chin up and then the dip. As far as I know, those are the big ones. And I think the smaller ones are just like local, but not like qualifiers for like bigger events.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Okay, it's more like regional competitions.
Yeah.
Nice. You, Lucas, something?
Yeah, I have a question. What advice would you give to beginners?
To beginners, start with the basics, 100%. Start with the basic, just not only the exercises, but also the nutritional wise, and get proper sleep, drink enough water. Then depending on the level of the athlete, I would say that it's like a complete beginner, like they can't even do like a push-up. Focus on push-ups first, and then maybe do like an incline on like a squat rack. Just put the bar a bit higher so they have like a bigger angle. and then just progress towards the floor. And if you can do like 12 reps or maybe more on the floor, then work towards dipping. And if they don't, if they're unable to do like a chin up yet, focus on that pull down and variation so you can build up towards a real chin up or pull up. So stick to the basics 100%.
Okay. And if it's a beginner in the streetlifting, they have a bit of strength, they can move some weights in the basics.
If they already have some experience in the gym, not just like streetlifting, but just gym in general, then it also depends, at least for me, it depends on how is their technique already. Do we need to adapt to their technique a little bit? And then depending from there, we'll see what the level is. Like really depending on the level, that's where you see how you should work with them.
Okay. Well, in the next World's competition, that will be an insane competition. For you, what will be the champions in, or what's your favorite athletes in this championship?
Oh, wait, let me see. Let me get the final rep app. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, in my category, I know that Matthew is going to win. Matthew's luck.
So easy. His total was insane, and they doesn't have a perfect competition. That's crazy.
Like he beat my muscle up world record with, I believe, like almost 12 kg. Like he had a 40 kg muscle up. Like my guy.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. You had the world record, right?
I had the world record, yeah, 28.75.
It's a good number.
And then Matthew came along.
Well, but Matthew is not a man; he's a beast.
Yeah. If we go look at the categories, right now in the minus 66, Ashura is top.
Yes, sure.
I think he
break the world record in his team a few weeks ago. He break his world record in his team a few weeks ago.
I saw that video.
It's insane, and RP7. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Keep up the game.
I think he will stay first place. I think that's a very clear assumption to make. But then if we go to the minus 73, I don't see people that I recognize.
Benjamin is from Chile. We had a podcast with him. He's a really strong athlete.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these in the minus 73.
No, what's your favorite athletes? Do you know for every category, for example?
Oh, my favorite athletes. Oh. Obviously Matthew, which I already said. Matthew. I think Beveren is also he's a very cool guy. I've met him a few times. Had a goal.
He had an injury, right? He can compete for that.
I think so. Yeah, I don't recall which one. Which
he
injury?
Qualifier he can compete in the minus 97, but he will compete in 94. For you, that will be crazy because you have Xavi and Pere, but we don't going to see that, unfortunately. But he had an injury. I don't know what injury, but I heard about that.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know which injury either. So I have Matthew, Pere, a very good friend of mine, Jordan, as well. He's also in my own category, Jordan Vliegen. Very good friend of mine. Then also have Badr, Baradin on the stool. I believe he's the minus 94. Yeah, minus 94. Really cool guy.
Minus 94, it's the king. It's in this category. Javi is impossible to win.
Yep.
It's insane. He do a 600, 610, 620.
Yeah, dude, that Xavier is not even, it's not even funny anymore. Like, come on, dude.
To me,
I of
what-
course I have to also I also have to say my coach Jan Knoest.
Yes.
That dude is insane, man. I believe he's like 22, 23, and like yeah. Yeah, I thought he was my age. He's younger, dude.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't even know that too. I was like, wait, what? You're younger than I am. What the fuck? All right.
Right. You work with here. How many times you work with here as an athlete?
With who?
He's your coach, right?
Jan is my coach, yes.
For how many times he was your coach?
He started being my coach. When did he stop being my coach? Almost a year now, I think. Yeah, almost a year.
Oh, right.
He,
That was your first coach in
Hmm?
streetlifting. First coach in streetlifting.
He's not my first coach. No, my first coach was Hassan. Hassan Fagash. He was the coach of Nadine, also of Jan, and Badr as well. Right after Final Rap Benelux, that's when Jan became my coach, which is almost a year ago.
Nice. ¿Ya se contar algo, Lucas?
sí. What's the total of Xavi?
What will be the
How many?
total for Xavi?
Yeah. I don't
For
know.
you, what will... ¿Te quieres preguntar cuál es el total o cuál piensa que va a ser?
¿Cuál es el total?
620.
620.
Sí.
And Matthew?
I don't know. What's the total for Matthew?
Matthew?
Yes. 380 some, right?
Matthew was 587 and a half.
587. Insane. And failed his better dip.
Yeah, he had a 180 dip, like without any sleeves, which is crazy. Like
He
What?
puts knee saves and he push 100, 210. I don't know.
I believe he did 205. I think.
200.
Yeah, but
205.
never use equipment. He do
No.
the dip for that. He use a rigid
Completely right.
elbow saves and he can push more. I'm sure.
100%. Like if he uses like full stiff sleeves, dude, I
Yes.
think like 220.
Maybe more. In the final replay, we don't have more plates, bro. The straddle dip. So,
I have any question, but I don't remember. What you think for equipment? Creo que la hice mal. Pero ¿qué pensás del equipamiento?
What do you think about the equipment in the street lifting?
Like the use of, you mean, or like using the equipment, or
Okay.
Okay.
on one hand, I'm like valid because it's a competition. You want to be
Yes, it's
as you
valid.
can be. But I also think like I've heard a lot of people say just don't use the equipment
Mhm.
like in a competition form, but then I'm also like we're not powerlifters. Like don't compare the sports, you know. Like on one hand, I'm cool with like not using the equipment because it's also a very good way to train your body.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, like using the equipment, like the knee sleeves and the elbow sleeves, like it also puts the joints in like a safer position, you know.
Yes.
Um, so I'm on both sides basically.
Okay. And many people think to the good equipment today in the street lifting is like pay to win. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think so. I think I think they just
Complicated topic.
I think they should just make a decision, either use the equipment or don't use it, and then move on from there. Just don't tiptoe around it. Just make the decision. We're going to do it or we're not.
Okay.
I personally would say don't compare street lifting to powerlifting, because powerlifting they banned stiff sleeves for their squats,
Yes.
and now there have been rumors that street lifting has to do that too. But again, we're not powerlifters. So on one hand, I'm like, just stay with the full stiff ones, whether that's elbow or knee, or just don't use anything at all.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay. What are actually your goals as an athlete for the next month, for the next years?
As an athlete, well, since I didn't qualify for Worlds this year, I want to qualify for Europeans next year. So that's one of the goals, 100%. I want to break the 500 kg barrier, like the total. Like if I do both of those next year, I would be very happy.
Okay.
And then the year after, dude, I would love to qualify for Worlds again. That would be amazing.
It's your dream. Okay.
Like I don't even have to win. I just want to compete there. That would be know?
Goals and compete. That's more matter.
like, dude, if I just qualify for Worlds and I can just compete there, I don't even have to win. That would be amazing.
You going to win to see the Worlds this year?
I want to. I want to see it live. Like in the group chat that we have of the Dutch athletes.
Mhm.
I believe that we are going there as a team, or at least like a group of us. But I have to ask because I haven't heard from them. So
Okay.
maybe we'll go there as a group and just see everything live there.
Okay. And for the other hand, what are your goals as a coach?
As a coach. If I would talk about live sessions, I would say I want my own studio, so my own practice, basically. I gave myself the time between now and 5 years. If we're talking online coaching, I want to reach as many people as I can. I want to help as many people as I can.
Okay.
Whether that's just 20 or whether that's like 2,000, as many as I can, basically.
He prepared the 5% of athletes in the whole world.
Yeah, dude. Like if I have like 10 clients for every country, cool.
That's really good. It's the
That's
dream
very
for
good.
every coach. Yeah, that's good. You have to prepare only street lifting athletes or athletes for the other disciplines?
I would love to coach also other disciplines, because currently I have like a few street lifters. I have just people just want to do like normal calisthenic stuff, just like basic pull-ups, push-ups, normal dips, all that kind of stuff. I also have one guy who's really into statics. He's a Polish guy, very cool dude, and he really wants to learn an iron cross. He wants to improve his front lever, and he really wants to do like a straddle
The
or a full
Maltese
plank.
planche in rings. Then
Like
it's a good level of tactics.
well, I have experience in all like different variations of calisthenics because I've done almost all of them except for freestyle because fuck
Okay.
freestyle. No.
You did freestyle?
No, I've never done freestyle, but I when I train, I always like to see the use of it, and I don't personally see the use of just swinging on the bar.
You break the bar.
Dude, yeah.
You're a heavy man, so.
But I've trained in different disciplines in calisthenics, also in weightlifting. So I don't really mind if people want to do like simpler stuff or other stuff in streetlifting.
You want to test different disciplines, different style of athletes.
Yes.
Good. Nice. You have a team, the animalistic team, right?
It's just myself currently.
Okay. Tell us about this. How that was born. How is that for the people who don't know it?
So my company is called Animalistic Coaching.
Mhm.
It's a live but also an online coaching platform, I would say. It started 3 years ago, 2022. I saw that as an intern at the gym that I currently work at as a head trainer. And the name Animalistic comes from my nickname in Dutch. So in Dutch, my nickname is Bieske, Bieske,
Yes.
which is dialect for animal. So bies is animal, Bieske makes it smaller. So basically, my nickname is small animal.
Okay.
Yeah. And the way that I used to train, like in the city park and in the other gyms that I trained in, was very high intensity and very hard, basically. I basically just trained like an animal, and that's how the name of animalistic coaching came to be. And then the logo, I have it here somewhere. Like the logo, it's a griffin, and the reason it's a griffin is it's a mix of two animals.
Okay.
And what I want to give to people is also a mix of different things. Like I have certifications in nutrition, I have certifications in, of course, sports. I have a specialty in calisthenics. So I want to give them a full package of different things, which is basically what the entire company is based for.
Okay. Cool. I don't know if you had some question for us.
Do I have a fun question for you guys? How long have you been training, actually? I haven't asked you before.
I trained since 2018, but I person to start to train alone. I train really bad. I started to train well in 2020, for example. I started to study in that point, and in the quarantine. In this,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
started to start to train calisthenics, and I both improve my how I know about the sport, and I start to train with different coach in different points of my life.
Mhm.
And today I train and compete only in street lifting, but I start with calisthenics.
Cool.
Okay.
How about you?
The question, la pregunta es, ¿cuándo empezamos a entrenar?
Sí.
Okay. Streetlifting in 2021, but weighted pull-ups in 2019.
Okay.
2019. But streetlifting in 2021 with the squats, but not muscle up.
Okay.
In
Because the
Argentina,
gym is a
we had
commercial gym.
in Argentina we had
of-
4 competitions since the last year.
Ah,
Many
okay.
people doesn't try muscle up for that.
Check. Okay.
He is actually the national championship in minus 74 and 73.
Sick.
Yes, yes. So,
Igual ya me retiré.
eh, who would like to join us in the future episodes?
Oh.
Matthews left.
Dude, if you would get Matthew Slaughton there.
I don't know if that's possible, but we can try. Some people tell, who was tell? I don't remember his name. The Polish athlete. Oh, se me fue el nombre. He had the world record, the full world record in the minus 80. Bartov. Some people tell Bartov. Come on, man.
Well, I have messaged Matthew a few times, and he responded like,
Yes, but I don't know if he wants to be a podcast. We can try.
yeah, maybe you can always ask. So
Other athletes or other person. No, not necessarily. Would be an athlete. Could be a coach, organizer, different things around obviously the street lifting, but
I think that if you want to get into like the organizing of final rep and stuff, I think Tonio would be a very good one.
okay, we can try it.
Yeah.
You don't are doing make it easy for that. Well, you talk with Tonio sometimes?
I've spoken to him a few times. Yes, like at the competition at DSN, he was the dip judge.
Mm-hmm.
And he congratulated me on the muscle up one.
Mm-hmm.
And I have tagged him in a few of my videos where I went over my competition, and he replied to it a few times. But other than that, we really haven't really spoken. I'd love to though. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I talked with him some case with Instagram, short chats, but he looks like a good man.
He is, yeah.
He
Also, I've talked to Sophia a few times. She's so cool. She's amazing.
okay, it's from Italy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we can try. And Italy it's more like Spanish, so we can try do that in Spanish.
Or Italian.
The
Or
language.
Italian. Oh, what's his name?
Where is he from?
He's from Italy.
It's a man.
He also did 200. Valerio.
Valerio.
I think
Yes, yes. That's...
He is so sarcastic, but it's so funny.
He speaks English too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, we can try. Oh, good. Smart persons. You think Valerio could win this year the awards?
Which category is he in?
He's
Minus 90?
plus 101.
Oh, 100. Oh, okay. Wait, let me see who is in this category.
Is he Tonio? And I don't remember who more.
Wait, let me check. Hold on. Ranking plus 101. Valerio, Mark Nassif. I don't know who that is. Tonio Fluquito, which is, I think, a Japanese name, but it has a French flag.
What?
Francesco, which is Italian. Well, a lot of people I don't know, actually.
The qualifiers around the world makes many new athletes.
Yeah.
Goes for the worlds. Many athletes from Latam goes actually.
Yeah.
One guy
In
for
the
one
plus
guy for
101.
in
plus
your
101.
category. Goes one guy for Argentina too. In your category, qualifier one athlete from Argentina this year to the world.
Yeah, true. Wait. Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Daniel the King.
Yes.
Dude, 512.5 total. What the fuck?
And he sure improved that for the worlds. I'm sure he's insane.
I'm sure.
The improved level how he is insane.
Yeah. Like I didn't see him perform, but what I can see like in the
The numbers.
like in the app,
Yeah, yes.
22.5 muscle up, which is a big number, especially if in our category. 100 kg pull or chin up, 160 dip, and then 230 squat. Like, those are big numbers, dude.
Yes. Yes.
30 squat.
It's a good athlete. I think with that we're done. I don't know if Lucas have other question.
No,
You
nothing.
you want to tell something for the audience?
What would you like me to say? Something about myself or
What do you want?
what?
Your time.
No. What would I say? Yeah, obviously follow these two because they're very very cool guys. Keep following the podcast because it's really fun. I haven't really watched like the other episodes yet, but I'm going to.
Sure.
I hope I understand most of it.
No, I think the translate subtitles are activated, but I going to see that now.
Perfect. Cool. Other than that, yeah, you can follow me like on my personal account, which is Biske, so BIES.
Yeah, I going to put the social medias of all of us in the description. So if you want to train with one of us, take it and chat with us. And that's right. Thanks for joining us in this case.
Yeah. Thank you for the invite.
We go in the next competition.